I'm like the song say, like I'm hustle and motivated. Come from Italy. I decided to move here, like California, like about the style that I do, like lettering and like black and gray stuff. I love this style. I love this culture. The culture here about tattoos is really strong. I never tell these stories. When I barely start tattooing, bro, like a lot of years ago, one guy told me, "No, this is not for you."
Welcome to the Artist Connection YouTube channel. My name is Phoenix, and today we are here with Franco. We are in the dedicated arte studio in Sonoma, California. I want to thank Alexis for opening up his studio and allowing us to film in his space today. When I wanted to do this video, there's a lot of artists moving to the States, a lot of tattooers from all over the world. I met you maybe about 5 or 6 months after you moved to the States.
Yeah.
Knew you were going to be doing a guest spot up here. Hit you up to do the video and really wanted to get a perspective of what's it like, to be a tattoo artist, to move over here. So before we get into all that, I just wanted you to kind of introduce yourself, let the people know who you are, where you're from, where you're tattooing out of, stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm Marcello Di Franco, but I think so everyone know me like El Franco. That one is my art name. And I come from Italy, like Rome, but a little bit outside Rome. I don't live like in Rome. Like it's a little town outside Rome called Molara. And I'm tattooing since like 11 years now, 11, 12 years now. And I work at Cryptic Tattoo now, but before we moved here, I work in Rome at the Elegant Gold Gallery from Federico Costantini, my good friend. I decided to move here because like California, like about the style that I do, like lettering and like black and gray stuff. It's where everything is burned. When I started tattooing, I always see on the magazine, because there is no social or no stuff like that, and you can see on the magazine like California, like black and gray style, like Chicano style, no lettering, like all these big names that is around here. And I would love to like learn and improve about the culture from here. So I decided to try it, and I start coming just to visiting, just to see what happened around and everything, and now I'm here, and now I'm here.
So I guess right now we're filming this. It is November of 2023. When did you move to the States?
Okay, I moved permanently in the States last year. It was 2022, like around, I think so, like March, April, like last year, was permanently moved here with my family, with my wife. I have 2 kids. So we decided to try this new experience and see what happened, Like, I moved 1 year ago. Yeah, now it's more than 1 year.
That's crazy.
Almost 2.
Right. You had mentioned traveling, before. I know you travel quite a bit. How many times would you say you'd been to, the States before? And I guess you kind of mentioned the influence of Southern California on your tattooing and the culture. When you moved to the States, was it California or nowhere else? Like you knew you were going straight to California?
Yeah, because, I come here since, almost now is like 8, 9 years. Something like that. I just do forward and back to see, like maybe just to visit a convention, just to try to learn about everyone that do this style, because I love this style. I love this culture. The culture here about tattoos is really strong. I love like lowrider culture. I love like Chicano culture, like that, and that's really strong. Like even the customer want to get tattooed because it's culture. Everyone want to get tattooed, want to say a story about his life, about everything, like. And I love that kind of things, because me as tattooer, I love make that story on someone like true, that, because when someone want to get tattooed, talk to you about the story that you want to tell. And I really like it. Since when I was young, that I went with my dad, like at buy a magazine or buy stuff like that, you can see all that body suite, you know, like with portrait, with lettering, with cars, like lowrider. I say, damn, I don't know, I, I'm, I get inspired by that, you know, to see like all the stuff like that, and I want to really like learn, and I want to live that culture. So, because I think so that if you want to learn something about wherever it is, you know, like tattoos or wherever, you you have to go where everything is like strong, like fire, you know, on that. And I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy. I'm learning a lot at the shop from everyone. I like to traveling. I like to do guest spot. I like to do like everything because I like learn from everyone. I think so that we every day learn something about everything, life and tattoos and whatever.
Talk to me a little bit before we get into like the logistics of what it was like to move over here. Being in the tattoo space for a little bit, I know that Southern California Chicano tattoo culture, obviously, you know, you said it was very influential on you and your style and what you do, but I know that could honestly be said for a lot of Italian tattoo artists. What was that? Was it the magazines? Was it TV shows? Was it movies? What is it about, you know, a lot of the Italian artists all being influenced, not every single artist, but a lot of them are influenced by the Southern California. Where do you think that came from, or where did that start maybe? Or
Oh, I think so that that can be from the movie for sure. Movie, for me, it was like that, and I think so. Like for not for everyone, but I think so for a lot of us, it's like that. Movie for sure is that one that we see a lot of gangster movie, you know, stuff like that get for sure influence a lot of us. But yeah, like pretty much I think it's that one. The like some I think so like TV like what was the name like Ink Master, you know, stuff like that. We seen a lot of that things over there, like reality show, you know, about tattoos and everything. But I think so that's pretty much it's on like movie or documentary about tattoos and stuff like that. Make me like, damn, that one is that's crazy.
once you decided, you know, to move to the States, I guess, had you been thinking about that? I mean, for a long time, or I guess once you decided you were going to move, what were those steps that you had to take in order to not just come here yourself, but you have a
Yeah, yeah,
wife, you
yeah.
got
No,
two
like
kids.
when I started tattooing, was just my idea, but just was an idea, you know. But I work a lot of years with my mentor Brigante. He did a lot of lettering, everything like most of the things that I know about lettering, because I learned by him, and I learned travel with him, with Federico Costantini too. Like I like travel alone too. I did a lot of travel. I visited a lot of convention alone, just myself. I say, damn, that convention is right there. Okay, let me figure out how can do for go just to visit it. You know, like and with him, with Federico, with myself, like just pushing me to go and check with my eyes, you know, and see. Okay, let me see what's going on. And after that, you know, I seen a lot of convention. I meet a lot of people traveling with these guys, and I say, okay, let me see if really I can like move over there and try to live that kind of life. Because sometimes when you're going, when I come here just to do maybe or guest spot or just visit the convention, is not the same thing that where you live here. Okay, and I say, okay, now I'm able to tattoo someone, make some customer, meet a lot of people. Let's see what happens if I move over there. At the beginning, it was a little bit, it scared me a lot. Like, damn, it's completely different. We have different habits over there and than here, so it's strange. It's a little bit different. I don't know. I can explain, you know. But day by day, you know, we're going better and better. Thanks to everyone that help us, you know, like at the shop, like everyone that having me for the gas spot, like you know, to give me the opportunity to show to everyone, you know, like what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do, because it's good for me, and I try to do the best for my family too.
When, because I know coming over here to the States can obviously not be the easiest thing. As far as like, you know, having to get a visa, showing you're working somewhere, doing all that, especially as a tattoo artist where it's not like a normal corporate job where you just show them.
Yeah.
What was that process like?
That process is a long process, but I think so is the best way to do it, because when you come here with visa, everything is like you can't have a problem with no one with the customs, because they right, like they gotta check on a lot of, you know, these things, and I get in trouble for that. Like, so you need like a lawyer, you need like someone to help you for that, because it's not like easy process. And but at the end, when you make it, it's the best way to come here. You have no problem with no one. You can able to walk around everywhere you want, and even thanks to one of my sponsors, Asta Butter, they help us a lot too, because you need a sponsor when you try to get a visa. You need a sponsor. You need someone that take care of you about all the paper.
It's been, you know, as you said, a little under 2 years since you've been in the States. How has your time been so far? Is it maybe what you thought it was going to be? Has it been, you know, better, worse? Like, what's your experience been?
No, like it's hard at the beginning, because, you know, like I say before, everything is completely different. Like, one little things, we don't have like a credit score. You know what I'm saying? Like in Italy, we don't have that one. So when I move here, everyone look, you know, when you want to buy a car, when you want to like rent a house, wherever, they talk me about, hey, we're going to run your credit score. And I say, guys, please explain me that. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. They told me, oh no, it's the number, you know, but I barely move here. I don't have nothing, you know, social security number, we don't have that one too. Like, please help me, you know, to make through. But you need, like, you know, like you need the time that your credit score grow up and everything. So it was a little bit hard at the beginning, because I don't have nothing, so they can't trust me as a good payer, you know, like that. But day by day we do better and better and better. It's a little bit hard for me, because I try to spend a lot of time at the shop to make customer, to make, you know, clientele, working around like I try to go everywhere, you know. At the same time, I have 2 kids, I have 1 wife, so I try to do my best to be a good dad and a best husband and a good tattooer. So day by day we fix it, everything, you know, like, and learn English. I'm sorry about that, guys. I try to do my best today and learn English, and because when I move here, I don't speak English at all. So, but everyone around like help me a little bit, you know, like every day too. But yeah, slowly we make it.
Right. Well, I mean, and I think that's one of the coolest parts is, I mean, you're already moving to a different country is already hard. You know, having a different job in a different country is already hard. Having a family in like all these things are difficult, even if you were just doing them within Italy. If you move somewhere, if you got a new job, that's already hard. So adding a new language, a new country, credit, like all these things, it's a lot of stuff. For you, is tattooing, I guess, kind of been a nice outlet during all this, where it's like, I'm sure life is crazy. Yeah. Is it kind of still nice to go and focus on your craft and what you love to do?
Yeah, you gotta take care of, like you say, like you gotta take care of a lot of things that's around you. But I'm like the song say, like I'm hustle and motivated. Like I think so that if you really want something in your life, wherever it is, you found a way to do it. Like it's hard, because nothing is easy on this world. Like, but if you really want it, you at the beginning maybe you get some step wrong, better and better and better, you know. Like I know that probably, you know, like my son's one that I spend more time with him, and I would love to do it. But here the life is it's more faster than Italy. In Italy we have more like relax, chill, like that. Here you can do it too, but going faster and more you doing and more you have back on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like
more you put in, the more you get back.
Yeah, like exactly. That one. If you like wake up early in the morning, you have more time than someone that like sleep in the morning. Like
it always tripped me out. I remember when I first moved to Southern California, where like as you said, like you get up, you feel good because it's like, oh, everybody's still sleeping, the sun's out. It's like in LA and in SoCal and Orange County, there's traffic at 5:30 in the morning. Everybody's doing it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of the conversation, you were talking about how just kind of your influences on your tattooing and on your art style. I know you're working at Cryptic Tattoo, and I feel like I don't know if there's a better studio to get that true culture than Cryptic. What's your time been like there so far?
Yeah, I choose that, not choose that shop, but that shop was that one that I always seen in that, like Carlos, like Cryptic Tattoo, Lou, everyone, like I said, damn, Cryptic Tattoo, okay, like Los Angeles at one times, next convention, but around Europe, around everywhere, like I seen him 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I say, okay, like that shop's gonna be, like I think so it's good because I seen that shop everywhere I going, And after when the social came out, started like that, I started seeing like stories, and I started seeing like the kind of culture that I like to live. And I make the first time the guest spot over there 2017 or 18, I don't remember, that we come for the Pasadena Tattoo Convention, and I meet Federico Costantini over there, and I meet Carlos for the first time and say, hey, because I don't want to say I was scared about him or like that kind of guys, but for us from Italy, it was like, I don't know how he can react on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gotta think about me, And I just say, hey, I'm Franco. Just want to introduce myself. He was like good guy with me. Like, say, yeah, I seen you around like a little bit, Like it's a few years that I see you. I say, oh really? You notice me? Like, yeah. Why you never introduce yourself before? I say, I don't know, bro, like, don't ask me that because I don't know. So I introduced myself over there, and from there, like, I meet him again and he invited me in his shop. I say, hey, wherever you want, this is your house, like this, like that. And from over there, started going more faster. Right. Boom, 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 everything going a little bit faster. And I started to do convention with him, with these guys, Amsterdam, wherever. And later on, I say, I want to like try to move over here. You think so that you have some space for me? And he told me, hell yeah, like no problem, wherever you want, this is your house.
So obviously, moving over to the States has been a big ordeal for you. Like you said, a lot of different things going on with family life, with your career. If you were to maybe give yourself or any other artist advice that's moving, whether it's from Italy or anywhere else in the world that wants to be a tattoo artist here in the States, what advice would you give them?
I know a lot of people, they say, I'm good here, I don't want to travel, I don't need to go nowhere, I'm comfortable in my place, so I don't need it. But I think so that travel around, even if I was tattooers on everything, but travel around the world opened my mind and opened my eyes, like a lot. And like never give up. Like if you really want something, you can do it. You gotta just figure out the way to do it. Cause I did a lot of like wrong things, but I don't give up on that one. I say, okay, I learn by my mistakes. So I say, okay, I did this one, it's not a good idea to do that one. So, okay, let's go back and let's do it again, trying to, doing better and better and better. And never give up. Like, if you want something, you can have it. Like, no one can say, no, you can't do that. Like, don't let no one say you can't do that. I never tell these stories, when I barely started tattooing, bro, like a lot of years ago, one guy told me, no, this is not for you. You never can make nothing of this business. And I go home, bro, like, feel bad, like, God damn it, really? Like, I was like, nah, like, he told me that I can't do this, and now I'm here. There is like 10, 12, 13 years between that one and this one, but you gotta just figure out how to do it. It's hard. It's the hardest thing that after be parents is the hardest thing that I did in my life is this one, but I keep pushing. I don't want to stop because I think so that we can every day learn something from the last one and from the biggest one. So I say like this kind of life is like a tattooer is a lifestyle. Is not a job.
Obviously, you know, you've been in the States for about 2 years, but Italy is your home. What's the one thing that, you know, besides friends and family, you would say that you miss about home?
Food. Bro, yeah, for sure. Like my like you say, like my family, friend, like my nephew, my brother, my mom, my dad, my grandma, like my uncle, everyone like miss me a lot. But yeah, the food is the things that miss me damn crazy, cause I come from a really like big family, but a really, I don't know what to say in English, like humile, like what do you say, like humile, humble. Thank you. Like a really humble family. So yeah, my dad used to have a bar, but like behind that, like we are like a farmers, you know, we have like, we grew up everything fresh. So I used to eat everything like fresh and everything, you know, like super like good. And here it's like impossible find that things away. So that one, if I gotta choose something that miss me a lot, it's after, you know, like family and everything, is the food. Food is amazing here too. I love Mexican food, like wherever, but it's different. It's different.
I guess long term, do you see yourself in the States for a while? Is this going to be a 2-year thing, 5-year thing, 10-year thing?
Okay, like I always say like that. Like I don't know where the life can bring me tomorrow, but I don't know. Maybe I can spend the rest of my life here. Maybe I can go back in Italy, or maybe somewhere else. You know that I don't know. But for now, I'm really happy here, and I want to keep grinding and push hard and work hard and make, you know, my works and my name more that I can like hop at the same level of these big artists. Because around here, yeah, we know everyone, like the biggest one, the biggest names, you know, but there is a lot of good artists around here. It's not easy, you know, like be at the same level, but I'll be there, guys.
If people want to follow you on social media, check out your work, maybe even get tattooed by you, where are those places they can follow you and keep up with your journey?
Okay, I use pretty much like Instagram is my main, you know, like social that I use it. I have Facebook too, but Instagram you can find me like El Franco with the underscore, because just El Franco someone keep it, but you don't use it. And yeah, you can find over there my phone number, my email, and everything. But yeah, pretty much Instagram is my main social that I use it for all my things.
Perfect. All right, man.
Hey, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank
Absolutely. You.